So I'm here to talk to you about my secret for community engagement. And this is really kind of funny. It is something that I learned in my very first ever community management job. It has stuck with me all the way through. It's held me together. And are you ready to learn what it is? Make me believe it. There you go. The secret is I ask. Truly. I do some research. I figure out what it is I'm looking for. And then I ask very specific people in my community for very specific contributions. And I know this sounds really, really simple, but the fact of the matter is that we forget to ask. And we forget to ask because we get so wrapped up in everything, all the things, all the technology, all the automation, the metrics, the reporting. We get wrapped up in this idea of scale. Has that happened to anyone, like on a daily basis? Yeah, me all the time. But to quote my dear friend Maria Ogneva, if you've never met Maria, you should. She's fantastic. Sometimes you have to do the unscalable things to get you to a point where you can scale. And that's where these personal asks come to play. We are competing in the attention economy. Everyone's got 1.5 million things going on. I look out here and half of you are heads down on your computers tweeting or sending emails or whatever, and that's totally fine. But the fact of the matter is that that's exactly what's happening for all of our community members every single day. And so if your community isn't filling this unique, specific need for someone at this very specific moment in time, you're not going to get through all of that. How is your community member supposed to rationalize, should I spend time at 11 o'clock at night FaceTiming with my best friend in London? Or should I spend 20 minutes on this community over here answering someone's questions? Should I go pick my kids up at soccer practice? Or should I go attend this event, right? So in order to cut through this mental chaos, you ask them. It pulls people out of all of the blur that's happening on everyone's daily lives, and it pulls them into being present with you, and it also clearly says, I need help. Those are two really important things, because we've heard all morning how much people like to help each other. Maybe? Oh. That was a laser. Sorry if I just blinded anyone. Woo. So an ask is not a call to action. This is something that I want to make very, very clear. How many of you have seen all of the sweeping, join the discussion, automated email campaigns that you get from the different communities you participate in? Or maybe the generic push notifications trying to draw people back in? An ask is not that. An ask is very specific. It's tailored, and it's genuine. It is all about the person that you are asking. And if you're wisely nurturing these relationships with your community members, the notion of reciprocity is going to come into play. And reciprocity, it's a social norm that basically says people are more likely to do something for someone else if that person has done something for them. So the more you shower your community members, especially those top contributors, with appreciation, the more that you bring them value, maybe you go out of your way to give them some sort of asset that helps them, the more you feature them and build them up, the more likely they are to step out of their comfort zone and step up to the plate for you when you ask them to. But you need to use your personal asks sparingly, right? They are what I like to call loans out of your relationship 401k. At some point, you're going to have to start paying back into that. So be mindful that you're not asking the same people over and over and over again for different things. Make sure that you're spreading it around and that you're using this particular tactic very wisely. Also, these asks need to supplement the activity you're already getting in your community. If the only meaningful activity that you're getting on a day-to-day basis is results of your personal asks, then it shows that your community has more of a problem at a fundamental level. You need to reevaluate the mission and vision of the community and make sure it's really aligning with people's needs in order to get that organic boost. So both scalable tactics, as you saw Lindsay and Sarah and Susie talk about, and these unscalable tactics will help you drive towards community success. And what I really wanted to do was remind you to not be afraid of the unscalable, even though we're all really, really busy every day. Community is this fundamental human experience that we all get to be a part of, and it's something that your members get to be a part of. And so building those relationships, those friendships, getting to know people, getting a little bit vulnerable, no matter how scary that might be, it helps to really bring a lot of value to this particular thing that we're all building together, this big journey that we're going on together. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to get to know them. And please, 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 do not be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Thanks.